Welcome to the Channel Nation. I'm Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now, Adams has finally confirmed that senior members of law enforcement are indeed behind the cover-up of the public disclosure to the amount of members of the constabulary force who are involved in criminal activity are members of criminal organizations. They have stated that contract killings are up, and this is not by coincidence, as it has been rumored that members of the force are indeed involved. Now, I couldn't hear from Adams, they will continue reasoning. Look and listen.
20 years ago, maybe not exactly, when I made a public pronouncement that corruption was in the force and members of the force were part of gangs in Jamaica, facilitating criminal elements and all that, supplying them information and all that stuff. You know, I was ridiculed. I don't want to say it a falsehood, but I think I was told by a senior person in authority that I should withdraw my statement and apologize. I didn't, because I knew at the time, and I still do know, that many members of the force, as it also now exists, are a part of the criminal elements underworld out there. But it is not by accident, it is by design. So gangs organize themselves and to make sure some of them members join the police force and the army and other security apparatus to exact all the information, all the plans for raids, for roadblocks, for SO, and all these things, and to inform the gang. So much so that that they could operate without being caught. So if members are caught at this time, and I want to tell you too, they are not really policemen, they are only wolves in sheep clothing, so they take the opportunity to pronounce themselves or to project themselves as policemen or women. Some of them join only to get a job, only to make some money. But that loyalty, that commitment, that dedication to duty is not a part of their criteria. I'm not telling you that members of my team that I made at the time were criminal elements. But I had to take away their phones when I was going on operation. And I didn't tell many of them where I was going and how the operation was planned or anything like that. We just operated, a few of us, randomly and had them drawn into the operation. So they didn't get to call their friends. As a matter of fact, I used to have to misinform them. So like I was going to Old Harbor, I would say it is Mandeville. So they would be calling up all Mandeville friends and the criminal elements there to say, Mr. Adams is coming to Mandeville. Even in truth and in fact, I was only going to Old Harbor. And therefore, that is how, I hope the force is operating that way still. Because in any organization, historically, and now, you have these people. And I think one of the reasons for that, I'm not impressed that when a man or a woman applies to join the police force, that they are properly scrutinized from the day they went to kindergarten to the day they applied to join the force. And what I mean, scrutinizing them minutely to the last finest letter. And one of the things that has contributed to the indiscipline in the force at the demise of the status quo as it relates to a policeman being a member of society, of an organization that people look up to, is that many of the rules and regulations concerning the management, the recruitment, the step-by-step supervisory management that should be instituted as it relates to a policeman or a woman has been watered down. And the whole societal problem too. Some policemen find out that Many influential people in the society don't want the policemen to operate in a particular way to deal with criminal elements. So the policemen get frustrated, and instead of being loyal, dedicated, committed policemen, they join the underworld and get the money and put it in their pocket and drive a nice car and get a nice home. We have some good investigators. We have decent law-abiding citizens in the force who will investigate them and prosecute them right to so that they are brought to court, convicted and sent to prison. We have people who are in the force field, I think also in the majority, but you know the whole administration. Just one bad apple spoil everything. I remember I told this country long ago that every police in Jamaica, 10, 15 years ago, I don't know if it exists, or even up to 10 years ago, the gangs put one of their members to live in the vicinity of a police station, that every plan they have, every move they make, everybody who goes to the police station to make a report, they record it and know it. And that serve at the time as a hindrance to effective and efficient police management. And the policemen also know that the laws that we have in Jamaica, right, and especially to do with criminal elements, do not necessarily serve all the time as a deterrent to criminality. They get bail, they go out and commit the same crime as often as they get bail. And the society is afraid to keep criminal elements behind bars. I don't know why. Somebody some society, something, some persons must be gaining benefits from these actions. I don't know what kind of heart I have, but I find no problem to keep a criminal behind bars when he's convicted for 100 years. Or if he's not yet convicted, keep them behind bars until they are either convicted or free. Obviously, with their rights being protected. But criminal elements must feel and know that when they misbehave themselves, the punishment that will be exacted on them serve as a deterrent. In Jamaica, to me, prisons and jail don't come in like a dance hall where people put on pretty clothes and sing song and video and all that stuff. And the bling in prison and all that stuff. That doesn't serve to fight crime, my dear.
Yes, nation, and these statements cannot be overlooked. At this point, the security forces stating that crime and violence is on the increase, and with their evidence showing that members of the security forces are indeed involved in the criminal activity taking place on the island, and are indeed members of the criminal organizations operating on the island, this would not look good for the security forces. And Adam's statement is that these findings are being covered up. And for years now, this has been the way that the security force has chosen to deal with officers who are involved in criminal activity. Now tell me, how will the country see change if lawmen and women, even the ones who are not involved, are forced to work with the criminal element? Will the bad apples not spoil the rest of the bunch? We see it take place. Or even if the rest of the bunch is not spoiled, when certain activity takes place and individuals with questionable reasons for taking certain actions in previous situations are a part of any task force or squad, then every move will be scrutinized. It will even make it harder for them to do them jobs. The fact that in certain communities there's a lack of trust for security forces, some of that has been created by even members of the security forces themselves. You know, just happen out of nowhere. The people know why there is a lack of trust. Other senior members of the security forces have even stated that yes, indeed, the criminal element exists within the force itself. Talk to me, nation. Tell me if you like the solution. Should the state now be moving towards getting rid of the criminal element that exists within the force? And the only way to regain the trust of the people so that they can move forward. What we have seen in recent days with the amount of recovered illegal firearms, where somebody that's coming through the ports, is that it's a cooperative effort between members of the community and law enforcement. In without the other. One cannot fully function within the space without the cooperation of the other. And remember, the security forces are there for the safety of the residents who reside in these communities. So it is also in the best interest of the residents of these communities to have a trustworthy security force. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me how you feel. Click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and boost a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, check out the reason, and join the discussion. The comment section 24/7 never lucky yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. We can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Until we reason again, live, love, and prosper. And stay tuned.